there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra.
Endgame program, and be done with them.
And we are live for another SwishPOP late night G.I. Joe and Transformer stream. Hopefully this week the microphone actually works like it's designed to right from the get-go. So I gotta make sure it's working because it was a hot mess last week. Okay, it looks like we are good. Okay, so we're good. That is awesome. We get some stuff set up here. We let some people filter in, hopefully, and just closing some stuff here. Yeah. So, last week, I guess, because I'm not very good at setting stuff up beforehand, I kind of made a boo-boo, and I accidentally I wasn't paying attention, and although I have a mic here on my desk, and of course, it's not the best mic ever, but it does its job. That's what I use for YouTube and stuff like that. And long story short, I guess I wasn't paying attention. And instead of using the mic here on my desk to at least get somewhat okay quality audio, the OBS picked up the microphone that was in the camera, and I didn't notice that the microphone in the camera was the one picking up the audio. So the audio last week, once I kind of watched back the stream, it was horrible. It was horrible. And you know what? YouTube's all about audio quality and stuff like that. So, well, obviously I'm not rocking any crazy microphone here or whatever. The microphone in the camera sucked. And so it was horrible audio. Let's see who we got you. Oh, Joe Fan 84, thanks. Yeah, hopefully, the audio is better this week. Billionaire, sup, welcome. So last week was a little bit of a hot mess. This week should be not so much of a hot mess. I can't guarantee it's not a hot mess though, okay? Anyways, thanks for dropping by, guys. So this week, I think we'll get into some stuff in a second. It'll probably be a bit more G.I. Joe stuff this week or whatever I want to talk about. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. And not as much Transformer stuff or whatever. So we'll talk about G.I. Joe stuff, and we'll go along with whatever the chat wants to talk about as well. So if you ever have stuff you want to talk about, just start chatting about it, and I'll talk to you about it as well. G.I. Joe rule. Yeah. Right, Mr. Billy Rhodes. But as we do normally, we do some little housekeeping here on the late night G.I. Joe and Transformer stream, because it is very late night. It is currently 11:35 p.m. Eastern time. It's basically when I get to sit down and do whatever I want in my free time before I go to bed. And that's why we're all here. Anyways, so what are we talking about? So, housekeeping stuff. So, as I talk about every week, I am an avid thrift store person. And I hit the thrift stores all the time in the hopes that someday I will hit the mother lode of either Transformers or G.I. Joe stuff. And I am here to officially report that has not happened once again this week. Was there really new Canadian G.I. Joe sub-team members released or fake? Billy Rhodes, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that's about. What's that about? Like G.I. Joe classified stuff? Anyways, so nothing at the thrift store this week. Completely 100% dry. I feel, and I rant about this often, and I'm sorry that I bring it up often. I feel like where I live in Ottawa, which is in Canada or whatever, and I feel like everything in the city is dried up. Either that or there's so much competition for this stuff that like there's nothing left or whatever. Anyways, I have not seen anything worth picking up. Last year I was picking up Centurion stuff, I found Mask stuff, I found Generation 1 Transformers, I found G.I. Joe stuff. It was absolutely amazing last year. This year has been nothing. Absolutely nothing. On JoeCon, they were released but never confirmed. Okay, yeah, I'll have to follow up with that. I have a Joe fan. I have an antique store not too far from me that has a huge comic selection. Like G.I. Joe comics or just comics in general. Because if you've been here, like, you know, I do love casually collecting the G.I. Joe comics or whatever, and so, like, you know, I'm going through slowly. They're not burning up my bank account, but I'm going through slowly. I got a couple more coming in the mail that I recently purchased from a sale online or whatever. So I do enjoy them. But I wish for me, like, I haven't found too many, because I live in a big city, okay? Like, you know, there's a million people in this city or whatever. So I'm not like on the outskirts of a town. And for me, I haven't found too many of those, say, like mom and pop, like thrift stores. They're mostly outside the city. And so I haven't found like really great spots to like keep on going back and hitting. I'm currently just always hitting the, like, you know, the mainstream, like Value Village or whatever, where like so many people go. Like there's people I know that go there and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't even need to go there on Monday because they've cleared out the stuff if there's anything there. So what a waste of time. I'll just like go back on Tuesday. And I don't go back on Tuesday because Tuesday's senior day and everybody gets a discount. So it's like, it's a hot mess. And I try not to rant about it, guys. I'm so sorry. It's just sometimes the thrift store is such a double-edged sword, because it's like, if you find something, you get shot up on a high. But if you don't find something in like multiple trips, you're on a low. Anyways, it's crazy. Oh, G.I. Joe and others for the comics. That's cool. I heard something about this year's round of liquidations. Supposedly the newer liquidation prices are too expensive for many of the small box liquidation stores. That's interesting. So, I mean, related to liquidation stuff, like, I love seeing like the Rosscon stuff or whatever posted on Twitter. I mean, like, I kind of get jealous. You know what's funny? I actually took a picture or something I was going to post it on Twitter, but I never got to it or whatever. People always post this like Rosscon. Like, so, you know, we don't have Ross here in Canada. Sorry guys, I live in Canada, but don't worry. I'm all about the USA market and stuff. Don't worry if you're American. But, like Ross always gets, like, around this time, people call it Rosscon because they get all these liquidated things or whatever, right? And they get all this stuff and people go crazy. They can find some crazy deals. What did I see? I think like somebody posted, I don't do Marvel Legends, but they had the Marvel Legends, is it the Outriders from Avengers Infinity War or whatever? It's like a 2-pack in a box. And however much that was, I don't know how much that was at Rosscon. I can't remember. I don't know if it was like $14.99 or $19.99 or maybe even $9.99. I don't remember. But I seen the actual like one at a local Toys R Us on Friday, and it was $104 Canadian. Okay. That is extremely expensive. You got like the Canadian exchange rate. You got Toys R Us who sells things for a very high price here in Canada. But like that stuff was $104 at retail here. And then it was like on like super liquidation clearance at Rosscon. That is the difference for a lot of people here. Is like, stuff here in Canada, we don't get that liquidation stuff anymore. We don't get it. It doesn't come across the border. It hasn't been coming for about 2 or 3, maybe 4 years. And like the stuff just piles and piles of it end up in these liquidation stores in the United States. And I'm a little jealous. I wish some of it would come across the border, but it hasn't been happening. Sorry, get to some of the comments. Do Walmarts in Ottawa carry classified? Billionaire? I have not seen a classified figure in a Walmart in probably now, probably about at least 1 year. But let's see, in Ottawa, like there's say 5 Walmarts. Okay, there's 5 Walmarts. There was one Walmart that used to carry classified off and even that one doesn't have it now. So like you cannot walk into a Walmart in Ottawa and get classified figures. Like they just don't exist on the pegs, and it's insane. So the only way you can get them from Walmart is if you pre-order them or order them from their website. And then the only other places we can get them is either EB Games, where I get a lot of mine, pre-orders, and like, I mean, Toys R Us is like barely carrying them. I was there on Friday and it was like 5 figures. They only had like Tiger Force stuff left. They didn't have any regular stuff. It was really weird. And like, besides that, you really can't get it anywhere. It's just online retailers now, like for classified in Canada. It's interesting that you say nothing in Toronto. There's nothing in Ottawa. Don't worry. It's not anything you're doing. So Ollie's. So has Ollie's seen a decrease in merchandise showing up at their place? Because, my mother-in-law actually lives close to the border. So a few times we'll go over and I'll go to Ollie's, and like, the thing with that Ollie's there, it's pretty close to the border. So anytime you get these stores that are close to the border, you obviously have, say, like the Americans going there, but Canadians are crossing the border as well. And then the stock in these stores is very limited. Like, you would never find something cool in like a Walmart or Target that's close to the border, because it's getting hit by the Americans and the Canadians. It's like a double whammy. So it sucks. So it's interesting that Ollie's might be taking a bit of hit now. To be fair, the only thing I've ever purchased at an Ollie's, sorry, I'm just rattling around here, was, whoa, bro, making messes. The only thing I purchased at an Ollie's was this Age of Apocalypse Rogue Marvel Legends. And I said earlier, I don't collect Marvel Legends, but I used to have like a small collection of them, and I kind of gave up on it. I'm more focused on GIJoe and Transformers now. But Age of Apocalypse is my all-time favorite like comic book series. I actually like made sure this year, between last year and this year, I went through and I actually have every single issue floppy from the Age of Apocalypse series. So I just wanted to make sure I got Rogue. I should have bought more when they were on sale. I think this was $9.99, maybe $11.99, or I had a coupon. I got it for like $7 or $8 or something like that. I don't know. At that price, yes, I will take them. I can't afford to pay like the $35 Canadian for Marvel Legends, just because I'm not into it that much. Sorry, I'm way behind on the chat, guys. I've been a fan since the cartoon. I live in Atlanta and go now. Now live in the middle of nowhere, where it was weird to go. There's a lot of farmers and cows, hey, Joe fan. Let's see. There's also posted characters are in fiction. Okay, I have a family in Alberta. Most of my mom is yeah, like billionaire. We don't have. That's what I was trying to say earlier. We don't really have liquidation stores here in Canada similar to what they have in the United States, and it's annoying because like, where does all the stock go? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it just gets shipped to the United States, or I don't know where it's going, but we don't have the same options as they do in the US, and it kind of sucks as collectors. Because, look, I'll be honest with you, I love a good deal, and like I like getting deals on stuff. So like, I'd be more prone to buy more stuff if I could get a deal on it if it was guaranteed. But there's no liquidation stores here. Like, we have like Winners and like TJ Maxx or TJ, yeah, it's called TJ Maxx here. No, it's not. It's called TJ Maxx. It's no, we have Marshalls. We have Marshalls and Winners here, and like, they are similar to TJ Maxx, similar to Ross or whatever, but they don't get the same quality of items as these American stores get, and it's very, very frustrating. I wish I could pull something off my shelf up there, but it's too messy. Like, years ago, and I did a reel on this as well, years ago, Winners, which is like our TJ Maxx if you're an American. It's a Canadian equivalent. It's actually like the same company or a similar company. Like they had like San Diego Comic-Con Generation 1 retro blasters for $19.99. They come in with these big boxes or whatever. And like they were just there. They were like former San Diego Comic-Con exclusives and they just showed up. But like back then, like the companies had better buyers or better access to stuff. And that has since dried up. Nothing worthwhile shows up in Winners or Marshalls in Canada, and I'm so mad. I'm so jealous more that all this stuff shows up in like Ross, and like people can just walk in and get like a Triptychon, like huge like guy for like $99. That thing's like $400 here in Canada or something like that. Let's see, a lot not making it across the states here. Ollie's doesn't have much. The one I go, yeah, I mean, Ollie's is hit and miss for sure. Why my Walmart has anything. I get mine from a GameStop or online. Yeah, for me, sorry guys, I'm horrible at reading comments and trying to focus on them. For me, Joe fan, like I get like a majority of my G.I. Joe and my Transformers from GameStop Canada, basically. That's the best place. It's the easiest place to say the pre-order or get it in store. So, I mean, for me, that's the easiest place as well. Yeah, I'm sure Joe fan, the Ollies will probably get a huge influx during Christmas. For sure. But I meant to say that. Legend. Anyways, I'm so mad. I wish we had better stuff here at, in here in Canada. Anyways, whatever. So, I mean, that's interesting. You guys have noticed a down, like a sort of like a down phase and stuff or whatever. Anyways, where'd my little thing going here? So, you know what? Last week I said the stream wasn't going to be long and it ended up being long. And this week I'm going to say the same thing. The stream won't be too long, probably an hour, but we're already 20 minutes in and we haven't even discussed anything. So, I mean, let's see what we can get to here now. So, you know, that there's always like always a good mixture here, usually on the stream. Usually I deal with Transformer stuff. Usually I do with G.I. Joe stuff. I said at the top of the stream that probably lesser Transformer stuff. Like, the thing is, like, we're coming off New York Comic Con, and they just had MCM London. Or MCM in London, or yeah, England or whatever. And those events both, they basically cover the same stuff, right? One's from, you know, North America, one's for Europe. They basically cover the same stuff. So I don't want to go over too much all that stuff that was rehashed at like Comic-Con and MCM. But we will go over some new stuff, and we're going to jump into G.I. Joe Classified right now. So we can just talk about it. So it's funny because if you are a fan of the channel, you'll notice that on the channel, I don't really do one thing. And that one thing is I don't really do reviews of figures. And the reason why I don't do reviews of figures, like last stream I opened Megatron here. And like I could have did a video where like I reviewed him and look, he can twist his arm and you can do this or whatever with him, right? I don't usually do that, and the reason why I don't do that is because it's bad to say, is that I'm just assuming there's people out there that do it better than I do, and you're probably going to watch their video and not watch my video. So I don't really get into it, and one thing I've kind of stopped is doing long form videos on the convention news as well, because there's a lot of people out there that do that too, and they've got to get their video up right away, and they're grabbing the views, and that's cool. I just sometimes don't necessarily have time to pop out a video right away. And so, but that's what I started to use the stream for. So the stream is going to be, that's where I'm going to take that opportunity to like, okay, let's talk about what they said now and let's go over it and we can have a discussion about it, right? Yeah, I know. Why wouldn't they fill up the pegs? I agree with you. Billionaire. But, so what we will do is right now, we will, just a second now, I got to move some stuff around here for a second. We will talk about what they said about GIJoe Classified, some new stuff, and let's get right into that. And like, if you're into GIJoe Classified, you've already seen the news or whatever of this pop out. But basically, I just want to go over my own thoughts on everything. And what we'll do is we're going to switch over here, and right away we see Zap. And I think a lot of people are excited to see Zap. You got that OG guy finally kind of making it to the classified family. Now, the interesting thing here that I wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't aware of is that the 3 figures that they shown, I wouldn't have ever thought them to be a retro wave. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't expecting them to be retro wave. But I mean, that's cool. But I do have a complaint at the same time. I try not to be too negative, guys. I love it so much, I gotta complain about it. I put it that way. I love it so much that I gotta complain about it. Sometimes. That's what you just have to do. Zap looks really good. And as an OG 13 figure, I think they really rocked him, right? Like, they did him good as an OG figure. Like, he's not very, what's the word? Classified up. This is OG retro wave. He looks good. He's got that, that classic GIJoe gun. He's got his bazooka. He's got the backpack with the removable rockets, and he's got the handgun and helmet. So, like, they rocked him. They did such a good job with him. I think I don't know if there's much more that you can ask for retro wave Zap. Like, they rocked it. They nailed it. Where am I going here? Let's see. Where am I going here? Okay, like, so, like, here's the packaging. Now, we can talk about the packaging in depth as we go, whatever. I don't know. This is the thing, though. And I talked about this last week too, I believe. The thing is, the packaging is getting a little hit and miss for me. I don't know if they're relying too much on AI or they got AI generated tools to help out. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but something about the packaging isn't hitting for me lately. And one of the reasons why I used to buy retro is because I really liked the mix of the GIJoe Classified line and the retro packaging. But the packaging is a little hit and miss lately. It's not as great anymore. But Zap, like, this is an amazing Wicked offering. Like, they've done a great job. But, like, for me, I don't know, like, I wouldn't, as a person who actually likes to collect the retro line and make sure I keep them, this isn't one I would run out and buy for the packaging. I don't think they rocked the actual real good look of it. And I don't have the picture up, like, like, just 1 second, guys. Bear with me for 1 second. If I go here and I do this, let me just pull up the original packaging and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, what's the best way to do this? Do this, and we're going to do this. Actually, we'll just do this. I'll just download it. Wow. So that's the yeah, that's, you know what, John, like, you're right. It's sort of like, it reminds me of Fortnite. There's something about it. Like, so this is the retro one. And then if I bring up this, like, oh shoot, that's really small. This is what, like, this is what the real one looks like. Like, that's completely different. And I thought the whole point of the retro one was to enthuse, like, nostalgia into you to be able to pick it up. But they've completely changed the artwork. And so at some point it's kind of like losing it for me. I think the figure looks great. I don't like the packaging. I don't like the artwork. I think it looks what it looks they've done is taken like this classic Zap that we like or whatever and turned it into a video game character. I wish, guys, I'm not smart enough here to like get this done properly to get both the files up at the same time. And I don't want to mess with it while I'm live on air here because I'll mess it up, believe me. But like, oh, see, yeah, totally. Oh my God. Dude. Like, it's just not great. I don't know. Like, it looks like a video game character. And like, it's not even like, it's not even like the right dimensions and how the original one was. So to me, it looks bad. And I'm only like, these are real 100% reactions. I didn't really look at this too much, leading up to the stream here. Like, I don't mean to harp on it. I don't know what they're doing. And I think they're losing the plot a little bit. And it reminds me of something else that I might talk about later in the stream. How, I don't know if the people at Hasbro, they've kind of lost their way when it comes to Real American Hero. And like, I understand Real American Hero isn't in the spotlight right now, but it's where like 90% of this stuff comes from. And like, it's not doing it for me. Like, so this, wow, this doesn't look good. I don't think it does personally. Just the artwork, the figure, amazing. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at, this is the retro wave figure, right? And that's pretty cool. In my case, I think the figure looks really good. I think that all the accessories look really good. So I would be more prone to pick up a mainline version of Zap if they do them again at some point. If they were like, oh, you know, this is the retro version, but here's a mainline version and we tweaked them or we did something to them, because I don't need the artwork, because I don't think the artwork's good at all. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, see, John, the burst is too big. The perspective isn't good. His hands, it's way too video gamey. And I agree. Like, the purpose of Retro Wave is to bring all those people in with nostalgia, and you've gone and created this other abomination of like Zap that's not retro at all. Like, so like, what are you doing? You've lost the purpose of it. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. Now, I understand that Zap is really big on the card, and that little guy is really little on the card, and you had to adjust it. But you could have adjusted it way better and given me this Zap or something very, very similar, okay? But what they've gone to is a video game character. Like, and look, guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to harp on this. I'll bring down my Crimson Guard for a second, okay? This artwork for the Crimson Guard is not 100% one-to-one on the original Crimson Guard artwork from the 1986 or whatever, 1985 or whatever it is, okay? However, it is close enough that my brain is tricked into liking this because, wow, this is Crimson Guard, it's GIJoe, it's retro, okay? You know what this looks like. But what they've done with this new Zap, it's like you can see the retro one, the real retro one, and then the other one, oh damn it, is completely like not cool. Like not cool. Like whoa. Anyways, okay. So, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I won't harp on it anymore. Love the figure, and if they come out with a mainline one, I will purchase it, but I'm going to skip the retro one for now. Now, next character. Let's talk about Mr. Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs. This guy's a pass for me. And guys, look, every week you might show up and I complain about things, but it's because we're having open discussion, right? Okay, I do love GIJoe Classified. I do love Transformers, but you know, I'm not gonna just blow smoke up Hasbro's ass to say like, hey, you're doing an amazing job. this is what I do. This is what I'm trying to get discussion from you guys. I'm trying to make videos, and I'm not trying to get clicks. I'm just putting my opinion out there or whatever. So when I got my Dragonfly, my HasLab Dragonfly, Night Force Crazy Legs comes with him. I still have not opened my Dragonfly because currently I don't have a place for it anywhere in my room because my room's blocked with stuff. But one of the things I always said was I didn't like the Crazy Legs figure, and I would probably sell Night Force Crazy Legs. So I would, recoup some money from the HasLab because it was expensive, and then I would sell him and Glenda as well. And I didn't ever get around to it, okay? And the more I kind of thought about it, I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll keep them because I kind of do like the Night Force stuff like that Walmart was putting out. Or Walmart was selling, I'm sorry. So the thing is, I was like, maybe I'll keep them, okay? Whatever. But now they've gone and brought out, like, Retro Wave Crazy Legs. And, I mean, I kind of like them a little less than the Night Force one. At least the Night Force one is kind of cool. But I don't know. What did they do with his face? What did they do with his face? Like, he's just in a permanent state of yelling? Like, what is he doing? And it's weird. So I believe, somebody correct me in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the Night Force one has two faces, I believe. Like, GIJoe Classified Night Force Crazy Legs. Sorry, I'm just trying to find an image very quickly if I could find one. Where's where's that? Oh, he doesn't have two heads, hey? Well, okay, long story short. That's a web. Damn it. Okay, I can't grab a picture in time here. I'm sorry, I'm taking up too much time here looking for this picture. Anyways. So, I don't know if it does have two, because if you go here, and you go here, this is like the render file, basically, or this is what the toy is going to come with. And it only shows one head. It only shows one. So people always say like, oh, well, it'll come with something else. But from my understanding is whatever you get, whatever shows on these, like, render things or whatever the toy display is. And currently, it doesn't have two heads. No problem. I mean, anything could change until when it comes out. You're right. Like, it could change. But, like, what were they thinking that, like, he's just, I'm Crazy Legs, I'm yelling the whole time. Like, it just looks weird. It looks a little off. I don't know. That's just my opinion. There was other picture. Oh, and is there another one here? Yeah, like what's he doing? I may have to use the Caucasian phrase from a legacy police officer on Crazy Legs. That's a good idea. Carlos. That is, maybe hopefully his head will be swappable, with the correct neck, the neck holder or whatever, so that you can swap his head. Because I personally, I think this is kind of, to use a bad word, cringe. I don't know. Like, he's just like, what is he doing? Is he smiling? Is he yelling? And he's just in that permanent state? I think it's weird. I personally think it's weird. So, I guess what I was trying to say was that with my story, I've never liked Crazy Legs. I didn't like the Night Force one. I've kind of like, he's grown on me, even though he's still trapped in the Dragonfly box. But this is 100% a pass for me. I would never pick this up. Never. The only thing I will say, where's the thing? The only thing I would say, I like how, I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first GIJoe classified retro wave with the background. It's no longer the explosion, it's the pixely version of the older characters. So that's kind of cool. Maybe actually did the Viper have this too? Sorry, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in everything, guys. Wow. I don't mean to break it to you, break your vision of me, but anyways, long story short, the retro card looks okay, but once again, we're getting away from what the whole retro thing was about, because you should be just reusing updated artwork from the original. Did you lose it? But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's all in that 3D Joe's big old book of artwork, so somebody has it. Anyways, don't like the artwork, don't like the character design, 100% skipping Crazy Legs, and I'd only pick him up if like he was like $5 on a clearance aisle. I'm sorry, that's brutal. I know that is brutal for me. It's just I don't know what they're thinking about him just having a yelling face. I don't know. And sometimes this is where it comes down to it. Sometimes the decisions at the design level make me really wonder who are making the decisions and why are they being made. Yeah, Viper had the digital. Yeah, you know what? I caught myself. I started to say that, and then I was like, wait a second. No, the Viper had that too, because it's from a similar year or whatever. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, thanks for correcting me. I caught myself as I said that. And yeah. Anyways, Crazy Legs, not a character I'm interested in. Have never been. Will not pick this one up. But you know what? If you guys out there in streaming land are interested in Crazy Legs, don't worry, like, get them. Make sure you pick them up for your collection. For me, it's just not doing anything for me right now. Yeah, like, and Lifeline is like not great either. Like, his face is not great either. I agree. Sub. It's just his face is not great. They got to do better. I don't know what they're doing. It's concerning me, and it's like, what are they doing between the like? For me, like, you got to have the good artwork, you got to have the good packaging, you got to have a good figure design, you got to have all these things, all of them have to hit properly. And like right now, like, I don't know, it's just something about it. It's not doing it for me. And I'm not interested in it anyways. So, okay, moving on. Now, last one of the 3 new things they released. You've got the female Crimson Guard. This one, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Okay, what do you guys feel about it? Like, are you gonna pick up this is why, actually, when MCM was happening, and you know, I seen on Twitter like, they released there was gonna be female Crimson Guard. I think, did they do name only at New York Comic Con? Female Crimson Guard was coming. Yeah, I believe so. And then they did the Crimson Guard here at MCM, and they actually gave us details about it. I would have never thought it would have been a retro wave. And that's why I never thought. I was like, okay, Zap, Crazy Legs, and the female Crimson Guard. I was like, okay, well, they're going to be mainline. And then I started to see pictures, and that they are retro. And I would have never, ever thought about that they were retro. And the reason why I would have never thought they were retro is because, once again, small little rant, retro is supposed to be, you know, sprued on for nostalgia purposes, and they're giving us more artwork that has nothing to do with nostalgia. The female Crimson Guard didn't exist in Real American Hero or any time really beforehand in a figure type thing. And why are we getting this on a retro card back? Like, this packaging does nothing for me. And I was even like, this is why, like, for the figure, I didn't really care about the figure because I'm not really into the female troopers or whatever. Not a big fan of them, but whatever. If you guys are, that is no worries, okay? But that's why the female Crimson Guard was like, why is it on a retro card back? This should have just been a mainline release in a box. Sorry, gotta go to the comments. Joe, you don't have a regular Crimson Guard? What? You missed out. Love Crimson Guard. You gotta get a Crimson Guard. Sub, I want sexy female vases with my enemy ladies. Give me a hot blonde under this mask. I need a second head. I mean, to a point, I see your point there, Sub. Is that like, I mean, could that just be a male head? I mean, I guess the dimensions are a little smaller for a female head, but like, I mean, you're not really getting anything out of this female Crimson Guard because she doesn't even have like, you know, she should have came with a second head. She should have came with a second head and shown off that she was a female. That would have been really cool. That's a good idea. I like that idea. 19 Jace, for my birthday, Uncle Mickey took me to the Toys R Us and I got Crazy Legs, Falcon, and back Reference in Peace. Like back in the day, that's crazy, dude. That's a good memory. So, they still got a male Crimson helmet. I needed pink mask. Laugh out loud. Yeah, well, it's now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks just like the male. I'm sure the dimensions are a little bigger, a little like thinner or whatever, but it looks like it very similar. And I don't know, I think this one was a weird one. I mean, I would have never called that, hey, they're going to make a female Crimson Guard. I don't really think they needed it, and I don't think the execution they've done has been really that great. Oh, she should have come with a frying pan and easy bake oven. Oh my God, Sub, you're killing me. Wow. Oh my gosh. The comments in the comment section are not necessarily reflected all opinions of the streamer. Kidding. I know. I personally, I don't think we needed this. I don't think it should have been a retro. I'm not really sure where they are going with this. Like, not really. I'm not really impressed with the female Crimson Guard. I think it should have just been a main line. Let me just grab another picture. Of course, of full disclosure, all these pictures that I'm showing you tonight, I pulled from histank.com, one of my favorite GIJoe websites that I look at for news and pictures. They always have great coverage. So histank.com is where all this stuff is coming from. And here is sort of the female Crimson Guard in action. I don't know, not hitting right for me. I think they missed the point in this or whatever. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. They give us this, but no airtight. Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I'm assuming there's still lots of characters coming down the pipe, right? We're gonna get airtight at some point. But this female Crimson Guard, okay. There's some stuff I could say. I don't really want to go into too deep about it, but I do personally think that for a brand that is rooted in, that was always a male boy action figure, I do think they try to include too many female characters in this new revival. And I do understand that we live in a different time. Toys do not need to be, divided or siloed from female to male. I get that or whatever, okay? But it's just, I do think Hasbro tries to include too many female characters in the GIJoe classified line. I don't want to go into deep of it, but that's just my personal opinion. I think like a lot of people will pick this up. There's like one of the guys on my Twitter, I can't remember his name right now. He said he wanted to get like 10 or 15 of these or whatever. And that's great. I mean, he must be a doctor or a lawyer because I can't afford that many. But long story short, the female Crimson Guard is not for me. And once again, similar to what I said with the Zap earlier, it's just that the artwork is not hitting, and I don't know what they're doing with it. Like, it's not good. It's not good. and this is not a must buy for me. And I love GIJoe Classified. I love it a lot. And but I make sure I only pick up the ones I want to. And this is something that my brain is like, I don't want to pick this up. So I will not get it. I actually might enjoy a female bat sub. A female bat, that would be really, really weird. Because you're not going to get a human face up there, right? So, I mean, I don't know. That would be really weird. Yeah, 19. Yeah, I'd get this if it was at Ross. Same with me. If this showed up at a discount store, like, you got to think, okay? So I know in the United States, I think currently GIJoe Classified with the price increase, like this is a 2026 figure, so it'll be what, I think $27.99. Here in Canada, this is going to be $37 or $38.99 or whatever. Like, you got to think, would I go to the store and pay $40 of my hard-earned money for this character? And the answer is no, I would not. I would not. Now, but there's lots of people out there, they're like, take my money, and I'm going to pre-order 15 of them, and that's great, and they're going to lift the heavy weight for the rest of us, because I would not give my hard-earned $40. The thing, see, if I got $40, oh shoot, I was going to show you something else, and I'll get to that in a second. If I got $40, I'm taking that and probably going buying some vintage G.I. Joe stuff to help with my collection. Because that's where I want to spend my money on. This Crimson Guard, this Retro Wave Crimson Guard is not something that I'm currently interested in spending my money on. So that's what it comes down to. Why are they making a female Crimson Guard into sword play? If they get just 2% more women to collect, they'll look at doubling it. Yeah, I guess so. It's all demographics, and that's the thing. But I personally think they put too much interest. And as a person who has been part of the G.I. Joe brand for 40 years, yeah, I'm a boomer. Sorry, guys, I'm a boomer. This does not interest me. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that this doesn't interest as well. But they're trying to get more females, more other people in there, and that might be interesting. And that's great for them, and that's a business decision. But sometimes those business decisions can hurt your business, because I'm not buying it. So, and I'm one of their main customers. This is the age demographic that they're looking for, right? And the thing is, and I've had people argue with me in the comments section of my videos before. The reality here is, okay, and the much as people kind of not lie to themselves, but like, okay, G.I. Joe Classified. Here we have version 4 Snake Eyes or whatever, okay? Your average 10-year-old, 12-year-old is not going into the store and buying these, okay? Nobody 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is going into the store and buying these. The only people that are buying G.I. Joe Classified are adults like you and myself. You're the only people here in the chat. There's no 12-year-olds in the chat going, oh my God, mommy, can I stay up? And can I watch this guy's stream? He's going to talk about G.I. Joe stuff. Okay? Adult collectors are the only people that buy this stuff. And that's the truth. And people will argue, it's like, no, my son likes it or whatever. And that's great. Your son only likes it because you like it. Okay? Or you introduced your son to it. There's no kids at my youngest is 12, and he's in grade 7. There's no kids on the playground saying like, hey, what G.I. Joe Classified did you get recently? Because this is what I got. And even his dad, me, is hardcore into G.I. Joe. He doesn't even know anything about it. So, I mean, the fact is that they're hurting their own demographic by doing stuff like this. And it's just annoying at sometimes. And I don't mean to harp on this. Like, there's going to be lots of people that will buy the Crimson Guard with the horrible packaging. There's going to be tons of people that buy the Zap with the horrible packaging. And it's just, that's just reality. But when it comes down to it, people like me and other people, sometimes you have to make choices with your hard-earned money. I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money on this Crimson Guard. That's it. I might buy Zap. I don't like the packaging, and I buy the retro ones for the packaging, and I think they've lost the plot on the retro packaging. That's my own personal belief, because I don't know if they're using AI generative fill or something like that to do this or whatever, but whoever's doing the artwork is not doing a good job. I apologize. I do not mean to shit over somebody who's doing a job or whatever. I'm so sorry, okay? But it's just my belief. These things are getting to a point where, like, I don't want to buy them anymore because the reason why I was buying them is not being fulfilled anymore. I love the artwork. I love the card back. I love how it looked. The Crimson Guard, Zap, not doing it for me, not buying it. They should have done a retro wave. They should have just been mainline, and I would have bought them. Probably not the Crimson Guard, but I would have bought Zap for sure. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Sorry, I missed some comments. They're constantly trying to squeeze female characters or simply replace characters with females. It's all a demographic grab. Yeah, I agree. And you can easily see that when they include the female characters with the vehicles, like the Claw and the ATV. The Ferret. And it's annoying. Because I'd rather those vehicles not come with figures. Why are they making a female Crimson Guard in... yeah, sorry, I read that. At this point, they have to work very hard for more male business. It's always been inherent with them hemming and male products. Yeah, I get it. Definitely passing on this one, Billionaire. Yeah, I agree. The hands on the picture look funny on the card art. Hasbro using AI again. Oh, for sure Hasbro is using AI because, like every company out there, they're trying to cut corners. They're like, oh, you know what? We'll feed all these Crimson Guards into the machine, and then we're like, make a female one. And it's like, okay, cool. And it doesn't look right. There's something weird about it. I stopped being a completist when this line was figure 100. After that, Hasbro started making stuff hard to get with exclusives. Oh yeah, Sub, I am not a completist at all. And I gave up a long time ago. So I think, like, I haven't counted recently, but related to GIJoe Classified, I have a bunch up here and I've got some up there and whatever. Related Classified, I think I have about 80. So I have about 80, which, you know, it's a decent amount or whatever. And I've got some pre-orders coming. So that's 80. It's above, like, it's almost to 200 now, I believe, right? So I have less than 50%, but that's all I can do. I can't do any more than that. My opinion. Yeah, I know. I have different opinions. Why not give us a male Baroness? Can you imagine? That'd be crazy, a male Baroness. Anyways, so that's my very in-depth thoughts about what they revealed here. And then I'll tell you right now what we got right here. The Rattler Baroness is really, really cool. I don't have a Rattler HasLab, and I wish I had. The Rattler HasLab Baroness was very awesome. I was interested in getting her, but I just didn't get a HasLab after. Let me just bring up. So next topic, we're talking about more GIJoe Classified, but I'm just looking for something here. Okay, just to make it easier. So what we'll do here, over on MCM, they brought up name only reveals, and I just needed a list, and the easiest way to bring up a list for me right now is Okay, this was the easiest way to bring up a list. I put up a poll up on the YouTube channel. And I put up a poll And it included the 4 figures that they listed as name only reveal, okay? So I got to read this off screen. So we got a Taurus and Red Dog 2-pack, the Hydro Viper, Zayanna, and a Ninja Force Zartan. Okay, we're going to talk about these in detail. This is what our name onlys were given. So this is what's coming down the pipeline, right? And I don't know, some of these are a little spotty. Let's see, sorry. Oh, sub, you know what's funny? So you're talking about Target in Canada. I too was a big fan of Target. And I miss Target a lot. But one of the greatest mistakes in retail history has to be whoever at Target decided it was a great job to try to open, I think, something like 144 Target stores, like in like a few months, like without supply lines being secured. And basically, a lot of people, Target's open and like there wasn't much stuff on the shelves. I love Target. And a lot of Canadians had this really bad idea. They're like, oh my God, Target's coming to Canada. They're going to have so much cheaper prices than Walmart and all these other stores. And we're just going to walk in there and save all kinds of money. And when they walked into Target and they realized, oh, wait, now Target just has the same prices as other stores or, minor differences. They're like, oh, I don't want to support Target because it's not great. Target was amazing. And the people that complained about it here in Canada sucked. But the people who ran Target sucked harder because they didn't understand that opening 150 stores in Canada in within 4 months of each other wasn't possible. If they had to slowly be like, okay, we're going to put one in each city. And then 5 months later, we're going to put a second one in each city. It would have worked out great. But whoever ran with the idea, we're going to open 150 stores in Canada at the same time, is a complete idiot. And I hope they lost their job. Anyways, tell me how you really feel. But Sub, when you say you got the Tomahawk Chopper, you got the Strike Eagle on clearance for $13 in Canada. I got mine. I had to get mine at like a convention. I didn't even realize they popped up in Canada. Is that what you're talking about? The Strike Eagle? I have it over there. The box is in the garage. I love the Strike Eagle. And I have a fully, an awesome vintage Tomahawk now as well. Rattler's incredible. It might be the coolest toy I've ever seen. The Rattler is cool. I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting it, but it was a size and space thing that I was worried about. Yeah, not seeing Airtight on that list. I know. Target is over an hour and a half away from me. They never have anything, so I don't go. Yeah, Joe, I know. Targets can be a little hit and miss, and that's why, actually, for us in Canada, it works out a little better because everything is exclusive to Target now. We don't have Targets in Canada, and Toys R Us gave up on the Target exclusives. So now we can easily get all the Target exclusives here in Canada. We just go to one of our retailer friends and e-tailer friends, and we just order it, and it's just there. So like Zap and Short Fuse, that 2-pack, easy to get here in Canada. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, back to the list. Okay. So sorry. First on the list, Taurus and Red Dog 2-pack. So this is obviously coming. And if you watch my video from, I don't know, there's some video. Maybe I talked about it on a live stream like a long time ago. But we knew this was coming. And for some reason, I don't know why. And it must be either a marketing or they did some kind of stats on it. But 3-packs must not sell very well for classified. Of course, we had that classified Viper set with the 3 Vipers in it. And I think that ended up at Rosscon at some point or discount or whatever. Maybe at Ollie's. I'm not sure. 3-packs must not sell very good because I say that because why wouldn't they have done a Renegade 3-pack and have Mercer, Taurus, and Red Dog in the same 3-pack. It doesn't make any sense. Instead, we got a new Sergeant Slaughter with a Mercer 2-pack, and now we're going to get a Taurus and Red Dog 2-pack. And this will sell well for completists who need to have their 3 Renegades to finish them, but I don't necessarily think this is going to sell well with the more common people, the more easygoing collectors who only want to get the big hitters. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a great sell. You can see that according to my amazing calculations, it's also in 3rd out of 4th out of most wanted for figures. Price the 3-pack at a better price, and it will sell. The more you buy, the more you save. They should be a Hasbro thing. I know, like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, even the 2-packs, they don't really give you a deal. They don't sell them at a deal. You know, you're getting a 2-pack for basically the same price as if you bought 2 individual figures, and it annoys me because what is the point? You're basically forcing my hand to buy the 2-pack because I want one of them. In the case of, say, Sergeant Slaughter Mercer, I would say a lot of people wanted the Mercer, but they're like, well, I'll take the Sergeant Slaughter because I have to. I mean, other people could have liked the Sergeant Slaughter as well, but I'm just saying, like, it's so annoying. I don't really like 2-packs, and I've talked about it in the chat a lot before. Long story short, Taurus and Red Dog currently in position number 3 in the 4 name only. Second one, Hydro Viper. Now this is what troop builders are about. The Hydro Viper is a cool get. And I do really think they're going to do the Hydro Viper very, very well. They do the troop builders. Usually they put extra effort in. They make them great or whatever. And I think the Hydro Viper is going to be badass. Especially if, like, they get into, like, design his helmet really cool and stuff like that. So I expect the Hydro Viper to be totally badass. And, like, to come with all the accessories, you know, the dart gun, the flippers and everything. So I think it's going to be great. And, you know, we just got Wetsuit a couple waves ago, right? So that'll be a nice enemy for him. I do think the Hydro Viper is going to be badass. What do you guys think? Hostage packs, they call them. That is awesome. I've never heard anyone say that before. That is amazing. I could have sworn I was buying Wave 1 of Classified for $19.99. In Canada? Were they $19.99? I don't think so. Because currently I think they were $29.99 here in Canada sub. $29.99, then it went to $32.99, then it went to $33, $34, $35, $36. It keeps on going up $1 every time. So I think they originally started at $29.99. Maybe like on sale $28 or something like that, but $29.99. Yeah, I mean, Hydro Viper is not my, like, all-time must-get or anything. I do think they're probably going to do a good job with them, though. And, you know, like everyone, there'll be like a million people out there wanting to troop build him, right? So, I mean, we'll see how he goes. I think he has, what I will say is he has potential for sure, okay? Potential for sure. We'll see how it goes. Now, Zayana. Now, I'm not, okay, please bear with me for a second. I actually have to search because to make sure I'm talking about the right person here. Did I spell that right? GIJoe. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So, this, once again, okay? So, Zayana, that's how you pronounce it? Zanya. Sorry, Zanya. I'm trying to get a good picture. So I'm assuming, sorry, bear with me for 1 second. So, so I wasn't too familiar with Diana, and I'm just gonna pop back over here for a second. I'm gonna get rid of this, go here, and where'd my picture go? Oh shoot, is it? All right. So I guess this is Zanya. Is it Zanya? I'm really, you don't understand. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so bear with me. Where'd my stuff go? Where'd you guys go? Um, so I wasn't too familiar. So I'm guessing she's from the comics at some point. I didn't read Frontline. I don't know how far her like arc goes. I don't know what other comic book she's from, but it's very interesting. Once again, we get another female. Now, the only thing that does save this female is that she's a dreadnought, and people absolutely love their dreadnoughts. Okay, so this one I was surprised. I believe she's in second place behind the Hydro Viper in the poll. Yeah. Sorry guys, Eagle Hawks aren't for sale. I'm gonna let them rot in my closet till I die. um. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not feel like Yeah, I'm not Zartana's daughter. Possibly. Let's see. Did it? Yeah, as she became, yeah, is Dreadnought Gamma, and as Zartana's daughter, she became her heir apparent. This does not sit well with her aunt Zorana. Oh, she's Zartan's daughter. Yeah. Okay. I think I might have read that right. So yeah. So there is, if I go here and I go here, bouncing back and forth with stuff. So yeah, so this is where I got the information. So yeah, as Zartan's daughter, and Zorana's not happy with that. Real American Hero, Devil's Due, and IW. Okay, okay, toys. Oh my god, that's a horrible toy. Dreadnought's Battle Set. Yeah. So I mean, probably one that I wouldn't get. I know it's I know she's a dreadnought, but I mean, not something that I'm actually going to fly out and get. I think it has a place because people will want to increase their dreadnoughts. Not for me though. Okay, back to the thing here. Yeah, she's kind of boring. You're right. I mean, I like people will love her, but not for me. They always have daughters who take over for that. It's such a solid move that always works. Anyways, the last one is very interesting indeed. And the last one is the Ninja Force Zartan. Now, does anyone remember Ninja Force Zartan? Because let's go to here. Let's go Ninja. Oh my god, I can't type. Force Zartan. I don't actually. This is. Yeah. Let me just. Sorry guys, I don't know what I'm doing. 3djoes.com. This is what happens when you do stuff live. Probably losing viewers. We go Ninja Force Zartan. Is it Zartan version 2? Yes. Oh my gosh. Like they're not really gonna do him like that in Classified, right? Like what do you think? Are they really gonna do him in like you know the rockin' the leather jacket, the orange mohawk, the orange face makeup, the pink neon, no, the pink, sorry, the green neon pants? Are they gonna do this guy, Zartan? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I like the Zartan, but you got into the Joes and then. Anyways, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm kind of shocked that this was one of the options. And like this is the thing they do, right? They get on these little kicks. They liked Ninja Force, sort of like Snake Eyes here. Does it have no? Oh no, the Slice and Dice have the little Ninja Force logo on it, I believe. And they like doing stuff or whatever like that, but I don't really think version 2 Zartan is a great fit for Classified. Maybe they will surprise me. I'm not really sure, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But not for me. I'm not really interested in him. But I mean, some of you guys might be. Not a great fit for me. Like, look, there's the Ninja Force. They're gonna do all these, like, guys. You think they're gonna do all of them? I don't know. Oh man, are they coming down the pipeline? I think they're gonna probably expand Ninja Force. But this Zartan, oh my gosh, he's a bit of a hot mess. 3D Joe is, of course, guys, a great resource for anything G.I. Joe related, especially when it comes to Real American Hero. Where's my thing? So there's the thing. That was the poll. It only got 56 votes. Usually you get like over 100. But anyways, Ninja Force I can't say it. Hydroforce. Anyways, long story short, the poll is there. If you haven't filled it out, fill it out. That's that, man. That artwork. Whew. Not good. Okay, where are we going back to? Let's go back main camera. Main camera. Where's my chat? The chat's flying tonight, guys. I can't even keep up with it. Let's see. I was 9 in 93, so that was peak. Yeah, Joe fan? So you're like, I'm all in! Give me some version 2 Ninja Force Zartan. He's like, I'll buy 5. I think I still have the figure new on card just like that. That's crazy. Yeah, such a lot of pink. There's pink. I have, I think, Slice and Dice's pink cards somewhere in my collection or whatever. Left over from when I was a kid. I had version 4 Snake Eyes with the blue, gray, and the black. Like, yeah, Real American Hero. I have him too. And of course, I got him in Classified now that he's out. Kind of cool. Less Ninja Force, more Battle Force 2000. No way you said that, sub. No way. I absolutely despise Battle Force 2000. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you want Battle Force 2000 to come to Classified. I like Slice and Dice, Joe. Slice and Dice is cool, but I haven't picked up Slice and Dice because currently I believe he's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. And if you're here at all, I don't really buy things from Hasbro Pulse because it's really expensive because I'm Canadian. Battle Force 2000 was cool. Maybe it was a little cool back in the day, but I don't like it anymore. The fact that they sold the idea that you could buy all the vehicles and that they could go together, and then years later, because I did not have all those vehicles, years later as an adult collector, it came to my attention that they don't even slot together. You just lay them together. My mind was blown, and I was like, no, Battle Force 2000 is garbage. That's just my opinion, though, guys. Oh, I have that Megatron. Oh, who's that? Sub, you got this Megatron? Or is that what we're talking about? I unboxed this last stream or whatever. He's pretty sweet. I like him. It's pretty sweet. He's just here on my desk. I haven't put in a display yet or anything. You know what's funny? I actually, as a kid, I don't even know if I had any of the Ninja Force. I think at that point, I don't know. I don't remember what year that was. I might have been out. I can't remember. G.I. Joe was expensive, so I got mostly the corpse figures, the core. Get G.I. Joe for my birthday and Christmas. You know what's funny? I always used to get G.I. Joe figures for Christmas and like Easter and like birthday as well. So I mean, that's the only reason why I had a ton. I don't necessarily remember going to the store and buying a lot, but they were fairly affordable back in the day. I think they were like $2.99 or $3 for $3 or $4. Yes, that Megatron. Amazon shipped it in a paper bag and smashed it. That's criminal when they do that, man. I mean, I don't necessarily really care about the box or whatever for certain things like this or whatever, but that sucks when the box gets smashed on delivery. Just thought about this, but they used a few G1 generate vehicles for new Transformers alt forms. Which ones are you referring to? Just thought about this, but they used a few. Like, I know, are you talking about the crossover ones? The crossover ones are awesome. $3.99 at Woolco, man. Woolco is a blast from the past. We had a Woolco, I was originally from the East Coast, so we had a Woolco downtown. I can't really remember it because it's like a really, really, really long time ago. But, I don't know. Classic Canadian store. Okay. We'll talk about something else right now, actually. Hour and 16 into the stream. Doing pretty good. Got a healthy little audience here. Where are we going here? Now, if I go over to here, I have a small, just something I want to talk about, okay? So, where am I going here? Yeah, I'll do this right here. We'll go back to here. We're on the YouTube channel. Now, so this week's YouTube video, long-form YouTube video, was a direct sequel from last week's, okay? And if you're, you know what, I'm sure there's an audience that comes and watches the stream. I'm sure there's an audience that watches the shorts and the long-form videos. So I don't expect you to have necessarily the full context sometimes or whatever. But I just want to talk about this for a few minutes. And I won't dwell on this because I know a lot of people this might not be their wheelhouse or whatever, okay? But last week I did a HasLab video on the Tron HasLab and, how it's kind of was like a horrible idea. And if we pour salt on the wounds for a second and we go back here, and we will just live go to Hasbro Pulse, and we go to close this, and we go back here, and we're at 1,072. Okay, this thing is not getting backed, 100% not getting backed, and the idea here is that the only two things are going to happen. Disney comes in and backs this and goes like, yeah, we're just buying them all and we're going to put them in our stores. Or it gets pulled from Hasbro at some point by Hasbro. We'll see how it goes, okay? So I did a video on this last week because Hasbro, see this little logo down here? I don't know if the mouse shows up, but this little logo, Hasbro 375. Hasbro's like 375 inches back, baby, and we're going to do a whole thing about it or whatever, right? And this is how they kicked it off. And previously they had the GIJoe, the Ghostbuster figures, right? We talked about that in depth on stream and as well the long form video for last week. So, knowing that, I think it's safe to say, based on the amount of backers, there's not a lot of people interested in Tron, a 375 inch or whatever. I think the toys are cool, but it's not getting the money they're asking for it, okay? They're ridiculous. So, bear with me here for a second. So, I did a follow-up video this week, and there was I think some people, there was a lot of comments, a few people missed the plot and missed the boat on their comments, okay? And so, the video says, the title or the thumbnail says, the HasLab all the fans want. Okay? And I actually had to adjust the title to say, the next GIJoe, a real American hero HasLab project fans want. Okay? Because, please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying by this video that we should replace classified HasLabs and get rid of them. I am not saying that. what I'm trying to say in this video here is that Hasbro wants to do this new initiative where they want to do 375 again, okay? And this was their big push. They want to do 375. And what I'm saying is, if they're going to do 375, at least do some kind of product or line that people are interested in. This Tron thing has completely failed. Completely failed. It is not going anywhere. And I can't believe they want to do 375 and they never thought about like, hey, let's introduce something G.I. Joe related, okay? Because although Y Classified is the mainstream G.I. Joe line right now, and people love it and people buy it, I do think there's enough a subset out there that they could be supported with a 3.75 G.I. Joe, not a line, but certain product items. I have tons of G.I. Joe stuff here. Like I've got just figures, like just, you know, like just here, like just, you know, on my shelf here that I've collected or whatever recently, right? So I do think nostalgia is the thing. I do think 375 G.I. Joe, 3 3/4, is still a viable option to sell some product, okay? I'm not saying they need to go crazy about it, but I don't see an issue with them doing a G.I. Joe 3 3/4 HasLab. And I think it would fund easily within 2 days. Boom. Because the retro market is booming, and I think a lot of vintage collectors would certainly pick it up and fund it. That's just my opinion. So when I say that the HasLab that all fans want, it's related to the the Cobra transport helicopter that was never produced, is showcased in the comic books, and a lot of people love it. And I do think this is the #1 vehicle that gets called out that we never got as in a toy form. Now, we're talking Classified. Classified has a harder time with toy form because it's so big. We want more vehicles, but it's expensive. It's hard, okay? But it gets so many people in the comments of this video. It's like, no, you're wrong. We want a Thunder Machine. You don't want a Thunder Machine. You want a Classified Thunder Machine. But like, you don't, this is a Real American Hero, RAAH, that this video is referring to. And I think a lot of people probably just see the title and just go down to the comments and just leave a comment unknowing what the actual video is about. And it really annoyed me. It really irked me because I put a lot of work into that video. And it's probably one of the better videos I've done on the channel. And I do think, as a person, I am not a fanboy of G.I. Joe or Transformers. I understand how the business models work. And I talk a lot about those business models in my streams and in my videos. So I do believe that a HasLab, a Real American Hero, Cobra transport helicopter would easily fund and sell. 10,000 backers, boom, within, let's say, 5 days out of a 45-day campaign. Way better than Tron, potentially better than the Snowcat Classified, quicker anyways. Not saying the Classified Snowcat was bad, but it was a slow burn, okay? Anyways, long story short, if you're interested in a Real American Hero, I'd recommend you watch that video. It's really good. That vehicle in a Real American Hero scale as a HasLab has real potential. And I hope somebody at Hasbro learns something and does that at some point. Let's see. I missed a lot of comments here. We need more classified vehicles. I do agree we need more classified vehicles, but they need smaller scale vehicles. They need to get them out to retail. We can't always just be relying on HasLab vehicles. I'd like to see classified Havoc. Havoc, yeah, it's a good one. I would like the Tron figs, but they want way too much. Yeah, Joe, the Tron figs are overpriced. They should have been 50% that price. A classified Cobra Stun, interesting vehicle for sure. I watched the video, by the way. Thanks, Sub. Stun would be awesome. Hasbro can F themselves and their oversized Snowcat. I'm still mad. So, Sub, question for you. Like, I don't know how, do you collect the Real American Hero right now? Would you fund a Cobra transport helicopter if they put one up? Let me know in the chat. I'd like to see some G.I. Joe figs that haven't been made. I collect mostly modern G.I. Joe with some OG vehicles and classified sprinkled in. So what, Joe, when you say modern G.I. Joe, oh, okay, so you collect the modern G.I. Joe figures, and then you get some OG vehicles for those figures, I guess. Eagle Hawks, anyone? Yeah, Eagle Hawks are so good. When I get some cash, I'll take one. I'd like an RC whale. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, Sub, you'd rather have a Mamba, a real American hero size Mamba, or a classified Mamba? A real American hero Mamba instead of the real American hero transport helicopter? Interesting. Interesting for sure. Anyways, that was just my opinion. I don't know. No, I wouldn't, mainly because I don't remember that helicopter in the cartoon. Seems like it was a comic thing. Reminds me of a Russian copter. You are correct. It is a comic thing. I grew up more on the comic. I didn't see all the cartoons as a kid because it never came on TV. It might have came on but I never seen all the episodes as a kid or whatever. So, I mean, is the Mamba heavily featured in the cartoon? I have a Mamba. It's over there in a box. But yeah, that's just for me. I don't see the point. Oh, I guess what my point was related to this video as well. HasLab are supposed to be dream projects that couldn't be done. We've never had this Cobra transport helicopter as a real American hero. Okay? We've had the Sky Striker. That was a dumb HasLab. That's why it's sold so bad. Why would I pay more when I could probably get a vintage one for cheaper? And it came with some accessories and some figures, but for when it comes down to it, it was still a 1-for-1, a real American hero vehicle that was already released. So even your Mamba or a whale, I don't think they're going to sell that great because they're just reissues. If it's a reissue, put it out at Walmart or put it or something. HasLab are supposed to be those dream projects that get produced that couldn't be produced. So I personally think the Cobra transport helicopter is ideal, perfect, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, it was a comic, but super cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all over the comic or whatever, right? The video it highlights a lot of the details about it. I think it's a pretty cool video. I really appreciate it if you take a look at it. Also, guys, if you are here, think about leaving a like. And if you haven't already, think about hitting subscribe as well. So what are we at here? We're at 128. And it is 1 o'clock. So probably start to wind down the stream now in a few minutes. It is 1 o'clock a.m. here. I do have to go to work tomorrow. And hopefully some of you guys have to go to work as well. Classified Hammer HasLab would be a good one. That one would be a good one. I like that one. Of course, that was one of the options that potentially we were given when we were dealing with the Snowcat. That's what the rumor was anyways. I think that would be a good one as a HasLab. The only thing would be a HasLab is a G.I. Joe base or a Teardrome. Yeah, I could see that. Those ones are big orders. I talked about this last stream. I do have a Teardrome in the garage that I do need to clean and restore. It's going to be a project of mine that I think I'm going to do over the winter. But you know what? I think I might mention this already. My wife is going away for 4 days in November. I think I'm going to bring it in and start to clean it. And while she's away. And hopefully take it apart and get a bunch of that done or whatever. And ideally, I'm thinking if I could clean it and put it somewhere behind me or whatever in back there, at least to be in my room then instead of in the garage. Yeah. Anyways, so long story short, I think the whole point of that video more than less was they're trying to do this new Hasbro 375 initiative. And if they want to do that initiative, that's great. While a lot of people have moved on to 6-inch scale figures for Marvel Legends, Black Series, classified, right? Where was it going at? To me, it makes the most sense. If you're going to go 3 3/4 inch, why wouldn't you bring back something to bring the fans back instead of some new product like the Tron thing? Like, obviously that was a business decision, involved Disney. I do think a G.I. Joe infused project would have done better. Or even, like, it's not too late. Do the next one. If they're going to continue with the Hasbro 375, do some G.I. Joe product down the line. Terradrome would be cool. For sure. For sure, the Terradrome would be cool. Love that thing. I can't wait to get it restored. I need to get it restored. Don't worry, guys. I'll post pictures. Oh, before I go, there was other stuff. So, I kind of messed up. I was supposed to do this in the housekeeping at the beginning or whatever. But I messed up the order. If I go back over here for a second and I go back over here. So I often talk about stuff that I acquire during the week or whatever, but this was a little different. So this week I got rid of stuff. Oh my God, that's way too big. How big is this? Oh shit. Uh-oh. Guys, I messed it up live. Live on stream, I messed it up. Remove. Yes. Just give me a second, guys. I totally messed it up. Image. Create image. Yes. Okay. Totally messed that up. Oh, geez. No, that was right. Just 1 second, guys. Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, I totally messed this up. Okay. I'm trying to get a filter up here, or a source, and I don't know why I can't do this. Okay. Okay. So it's just really big. Okay, that's the issue. So we talk about stuff that I acquire. But now, stuff... Oh, this is not right. This is supposed to be down here. And this is supposed to be down here. So this is something... when I say I got rid of something, I went through and sold some stuff this week or whatever. And I have, like, bags and bags of G.I. Joe figures to go through. So I sold this Snowcat on Facebook Marketplace. I live in Ottawa. A guy from Montreal is, I'm sending it to a guy in Montreal. So he picked up this Snowcat. Now this Snowcat, full disclosure, it's actually in really nice condition, right? It's really nice white. It's got the window wiper. It's got all the accessories. But like every good Snowcat out there that's seen a lot of play, the pegs, which you might not notice, the pegs on the missile canopy is broken, but it is what I consider display worthy. So the guy knew this. It is in great condition besides the pegs or whatever for the missile canopy. So he purchased this. So I got to send this to Montreal. So it's something out of, don't worry, I have my own, but this was an extra one. I had like 3 Snowcats. So that's something that I got rid of. When I say I got rid of or whatever, I sold. Then I also sold this Thunder Machine with Thrasher. So I sold this guy, the guy from Montreal picked this up as well. He sold it. This one was in fairly good condition. The antenna in the back has a bit of like a notch in it. It could break or whatever. So that it's complete, but you know, Thrasher doesn't have his accessory. I didn't get rid of it. These are extras. I sold them. This is what you do. So when earlier I talked about how I wouldn't pay my hard-earned money for the Crimson Guard Retro Wave character, this is what I mean. So I got $40 for this guy. I got $40 for the Snowcat. That's Canadian. They're fairly cheap. And so now I got, $80. Or I'm going to go buy some other stuff or whatever. And this is what I do. Recycle the stuff, the extra stuff you don't need, and then sell it to buy more stuff. So yeah, And then this thing, where's the last picture? So I got this one too. It is, so what happens as a collector? You accumulate stuff and, it just starts piling up or whatever. And basically this stuff, I just put it all in a pile on Facebook Marketplace. And somebody's gonna pick this up on Tuesday for a few dollars, right? A few extra things. The Wolfhound, that's pretty cool. Is that one white? Is that? I can't remember if that one's like. Is it a white snowcat, or is it a different color snowcat? Joe, is that the one? Is that the one from the 2-pack with the wolf? No, I don't know. I can't remember. I would have just kept it if you can. Army build. If you need more money, just sneak into your wife's purse. Yeah, okay. I'll tell her that one. That was a good one, sub. That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah. That was a good one. Oh, I was just looking at something here. Here, I'll do this. Haha. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, the Wolfhound. Yeah. So like, I even had like there was a second, like this was like a third and fourth extra snowcat that I could have started to rebuild or whatever, right? And then the wolf. It's funny. Well, no, I said on stream last week. I got the wolf out, and that was my good wolf, and I had an extra wolf, and the extra wolf was in way better condition. So I swapped some pieces and put this one in the trade bin. Yeah, the tigerfish and the orange one. I can't remember the orange one. The devilfish. Yeah. They're not perfect. They have a couple things like broken on them, a couple pegs or whatever. So, things aren't perfect. You had no idea you could get a Tiger Force Devilfish? Yeah, I like that one. I have a near complete one in my collection. I'm just missing one engine cover. And then you got that nasty little Cobra Pogo over there, which I made sure I included the 3 legs on it, so at least becomes a working vehicle, right? That thing is so annoying. It falls apart if you look at it wrong. Oh yeah, the Wolf's cool too. I like the Wolf. And especially up here in Canada, right, with the snow vehicles. I've got a couple of the Polar Battle Bears. Oh yeah. And I showed them, there's another one right here. And I got one in my case too or whatever, right? So it's pretty sweet. Love these guys. This guy's got a broken thing, but I glued it. Anyways. Trying to think. Okay, and also now I'm in the process, guys, of restoring this Skyhawk. Last week, where did the thing go? I spent about 10 minutes trying to take this seat out of a different Skyhawk. Not this one. And it is not meant to come out, guys. It is like welded in there. Like, it took me forever. I got this out, and I got to add this to my Sky Patrol one that needs one. I know it's not the right color, but it's just for me. I'd rather have one in there than not have one in there at all. Anyway, so I got to fix up this Skyhawk. I just need the landing gear, which I have, and it's going to be a project. So I got to work on this project now, too. Love Skyhawks. Love them. No love for the landing, the night landing. No, I had 4 of them. 4. And I got rid of 2 of them. Where did I had 4 of them. And I combined them into 2 good ones and got rid of the 2 extra ones. So no worries. I'm not hurting for Night Landing Force, or Night Landing. I almost got my son a Devilfish. Unfortunately, cares little for GIJoe and toys in general. He's most into games. Yeah, that's how all the kids are these days. Mine is too. I love snow, but here in the south, there rarely snows. I hear you. I got plenty for you when it comes. Trade you a road toad for the devilfish. Road toad? I already got a road toad. Everyone has a road toad. But it's already sold. Somebody's picking it up on Tuesday. Sorry. A classified Skyhawk would be totally epic. And you know, you can get that third party one. Looks kind of weird, but you can get that third party one. But yeah, I would love one. I wish I had a working 3D printer that would actually be able to do some of these things or whatever for 3D printing. But yeah, even better, I would love somebody to just sell me a Skyhawk. But a lot of people make the 3D printed Skyhawks. I've seen 3D printed GIJoe classified Devilfish as well. Lots of stuff out there. I don't get it. I grew up with Atari, Nintendo, and Sega Genesis. Yet I still play with Joe. It's kind of kids today. I understand too. Yeah, kids are weird, man. Like my kid, he's reached that age now. He's 12. He gave up on Lego. He does Lego every now and then, and now he just plays Fortnite. And he's even given up on Fortnite now, and he plays Roblox all day. He's brain rot. He steals the brain rot. Right? That's all he does. Yeah, it's crazy. It's such a different world we live in, right? Everything's just electronic. They're always on screens. They don't need toys anymore. We're the only people that need toys because we like the tactile feel of everything, right? I don't think I have anything else to show you guys. Okay, I'll leave that for next week. This is something else. I posted this on Facebook and Twitter. This was just a shot I took of some Transformers I found at the thrift store, but they're from like a couple weeks ago, so that's why I didn't really talk about them earlier. I just made a little photo with them or whatever. Anyways. And then I was going to talk about something else, but I think I'm going to push it till next week or whatever. I was going to talk about one other topic, but I'm going to push it to next week. Because it is 1:15 and I am getting tired. I think you guys are getting tired too. I just had an Atari, Game Gear, and a NES. Didn't have anything else. I was outside playing with my stuff. I know. I was outside playing with G.I. Joes at that time too. Like in the garden, in the backyard, flying jets across the street to my neighbor's house, attacking bases in his backyard. Oh my God. I can remember flying a Night Raven across the street, you know, going for the long flight attack on his base. Oh my gosh, such good memories back in the day. I love the fact that they go to the toy store now, knowing little brats in the toilet like my brother. That bothered me. You're hilarious, Sub. The stuff that comes out of your mouth, man. The stuff that comes out of your mouth is hilarious. Okay, guys. I think I will call it right now. It is 1:15. This was a pretty good stream. I thought, guys, I really appreciate you guys dropping by and hanging out with me and chatting and stuff like that. It makes the time so great. It makes it so much more fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming today. You know, it really appreciate it. I'm just getting tired, and you're getting tired, and I've ran out of stuff to talk about. My voice is actually getting a bit hoarse now as well. It's hard talking by yourself for an hour and a half. I got to get some guests on here. Mom was very against games and staying inside a lot, so was outside playing. The best times was right after Dad tilled the garden so the dirt was loose. Yeah. Same time next week, Sub. Good for trenches, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We'll cancel it here. We'll close it down here, guys. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next week, 11:30 Eastern Time on Sunday. We'll see you then, okay? You guys come back. We'll talk some more G.I. Joe, maybe some more Transformers as well. But we had a good time, and I really appreciate it. You guys get some sleep. You guys need to get your beauty sleep, okay? We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.